We do have a question, please.
Quiet, please.
Ms. Laborde, we have a question from Commissioner Swig for you. Please, if you can approach the microphone.
It's really for the city attorney and yourself.
Okay.
For the benefit, a lot of the folks that are in the audience are not here every week and don't know always the terms and conditions of how we move forward on jurisdiction requests and other stuff. So before we go down unnecessary rabbit holes, and this is a really serious matter, what you're bringing up, and I seriously, sincerely appreciate that you're bringing this forward.
Thank you.
But we're not hearing the item on the merits of some of those things that you brought up, which I am sympathetic to and want to hear more. But we have to stay within our jurisdiction and the confines of a jurisdiction request. So I would like, for the benefit of the appellant or the jurisdiction request for the jurisdiction requestor, for the city attorney to please clarify and keep us in the lane that we need to be in to reach resolution on this item, please.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yeah, the issue before you is whether the board should grant a request for jurisdiction, and the standard that you have to apply is it has to be in extraordinary cases where the board finds that the city intentionally or inadvertently caused the requester to be late in filing the appeal.
Yes. I was late to file the appeal because I did not receive notification.
Okay, thank you. You did
Yes.
have your presentation.
And let me do a follow-up question. Understanding that is the lane we have to stay in,
Yeah.
Can you specify for this board how you feel your request fits into this lane and certainly satisfies
Yes.
the justification for us to move forward in your favor?
Well, specifically, I explained that the new letter is different from all the previous ones, and all the points I mentioned are legitimate concerns in terms of zoning and in terms of how Geo Group is operating in the Tenderloin.
And how did the key elements inadvertently or, sorry, I always forget intentionally, that the city erred in providing you notice to enable you to appeal. So that's why I'm
Right.
being so surgical on this.
Thank
Because all the things you list are valid, all the things that you list are important, but they're not in that little lane that we have to stay in to give you the satisfaction of a jurisdiction request. So
Yeah.
can you please tell this board how they erred?
Yes, I still think these points are legitimate concerns in terms of Geo Group's zoning, and this letter of determination is allowing them to operate. And this, I also wanted to specify that when I asked when I was surprised about not getting notification about 111 Taylor's letter of determination, I asked, and recognizing the oversight, I was offered to receive such notices in the future, and for my request to include letters of BBN in the future. So even though BBN didn't include letters of determinations for some reason, now they are going to request for them to be included because as a subscribed user of BBN, I should be receiving any notification of letters of determination. And because I didn't get it, then I missed the window to make my appeal.
So, and therefore, I'm going to be maybe redundant here, but I want to be really clear on this. Because they neglected to send you notices from the point that you identified, that in your opinion is the reason your jurisdiction request should be recognized.
Yes, we would like the letter to be reissued.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. We have a question from Commissioner Lopez.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you for your statement and for being here. The case, a lot of our jurisdiction requests, because of that high standard that you just heard from from the city attorney, they can be kind of straightforward, but I do think that this one, at least from my perspective, has some procedural quirks that we don't often see in these. And I'll have a similar question for the planning department in terms of what the actual effect of you not getting the notice is. But just if you could clarify for us, like what were you prevented from doing by not getting the LOD notice through your BBN? Like what would you have done if you would have known?
I would have appealed the letter because normally in the previous letters they would include a paragraph that says that the location is under group housing, but if they are servicing more than 7 people under rehabilitation, they should apply for the residential care facility building permit. But then this last letter is different. So they basically permit them to use the space as group housing, which is worse. So yes, I would have appealed the letter in the 30-day window because I disagree with how they are operating. It is not group housing. It is more like a detention center. It's not even rehabilitation. And they had also asked for a conditional use hearing already because they knew that they had to change that. And then maybe it was because it was going to have a public hearing like this one that somehow that was changed from the city side.
Got it. Thank you. And as a follow-up to that, it sounds like you have received some notifications by virtue of the BBN.
No, I have not. I subscribed in July 2024. And only going back and checking, we realized that it was submitted on January, even though the contract expires. They need the letter to renew the contract with the state and Federal Bureau of Prisons. So they got the letter 6 months before. So I was not expecting for the letter to be issued on January.
Wait, just to make sure I understand. So you haven't received any kind of notifications of
at
any
all.
kind
No.
under the BBN?
Yeah.
Okay. And I thought I heard you say that you had received something.
So sorry?
I thought I heard you say that you received some kind of notices pursuant to the BBN.
No, basically, I asked the zoning administrator if why the letter of determination was not included in the BBN. So recognizing the oversight, he basically offered for me to offer them to receive such notices going forward. So
Okay.
there is a way to receive those notifications. I didn't know I had to ask, additionally.
Okay.
I assumed that the BBN included all notifications for 111 Taylor. I was waiting for that letter.
And outside of the LOD, which we've established you didn't receive, have you been receiving other notifications on the property?
No.
Okay.
No, I've been diligent about it, and I checked last time I went to city planning, my name was there. So I'm still subscribed until July, and I plan to resubscribe.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. No further questions. You
Thank
can be
you.
seated.
Yeah.
We will now